Hello, I'm Kathy, creator of Gnoggintoppers. Welcome to my untamed craft room. I'm really excited to be here again today. I have a couple items I've been working on, and I went to the craft shop. I'm very delighted to show you what I got there. They just reopened after their holiday break. So let's jump in and get started. Oh, and by the way, welcome. If you're coming back, I'm so delighted you've returned. And if you're new, I'm happy you're here. Let's have some fun together. So the first thing I'd like to show you is the scarf I've been working on with the hood and the pockets. So I finished the border. I think it's a wonderfully complementary color. I put it on the top of the pockets, but not the sides or the bottom. Here's the other side. And in a minute, I'll show you the buttons I got for it. That was the main reason for going to the craft show. The craft shop today was to get buttons for that project. And then I started working on my new purse. I showed the pattern before, and it's called the origami bag. And I pulled out a couple of purses I've made in the past and used. Typically I make them for a season and then whoops, I'm ready for something else. But I did find a few. I'm really not sure if this is all of them, but these are the ones I could find easily in my closets. So the first one is this beautiful Japanese knot bag. And I just mixed a black cotton with one of the decorative yarns in a multicolor. And these things are lovely to use. This handle was a little big. I'll show you on the next one how they should cinch tight. But I enjoyed it. It was a great size. I don't carry too much in my purses. And I got a big kick out of it because I had a favorite pair of jammies that were wearing out. So I took one of the legs and I lined it with one of my favorite pairs. And you know, legs are great because they're already cylindrical. You just have to put a few seams in it and you're all done. The next one I really enjoyed. And I got some compliments on this one. Again, a Japanese knot bag. And this knot works really well. If you make it in the correct proportions, it'll cinch itself so nobody can like dig their hands in. Because I do like a bag that's more closed than open. And you'll see I bought some magnetic pieces to put on a purse sometime. And this is all just random cottons I had. And this one was interesting. I don't know if it was handmade, but it was all knots. Just the whole ball was just knots and knots and knots and knots and knots of different colored yellowish cotton. And I like the knots so much, I put them on the outside for a little interest. And let's see, yeah, this one isn't lined, but it was my summer bag. And oh, it was just perfect. I don't use them, but I can't really get rid of them. I should probably use them just for project bags or something. Now this bag was my Thanksgiving bag one year when I was traveling in the fall. I really wanted a brown bag, and I didn't want to buy one because I'm always like, when I want something, the first thing I think is, can I make that for myself? Not always, but sometimes. And I put a zipper in it. I'd never done a zipper in a bag. So here's my zipper. Works really well. I sewed it with the yarn, and this isn't cotton. I think this was acrylic mixed, held together. But I would not sew the zipper with a thickish yarn again because it got a little wavy, and it was okay for me, but not the best. But you know, you live and you learn. You got to try stuff. And the inside, not lined, but it was tight enough, nothing really came through. I mean, I suppose a pen might poke through, or if you carry forks or something, but yeah, I got a big kick out of carrying this one. I may use that one again, because that is a great brown for the fall. And here's the bag I've been carrying the longest. This is on my Ravelry, which is CZOLL2, capital C, capital Z, OLL, and the numeral 2 is my Ravelry name. And this is all cotton. And it was kind of based, it's loosely based on a pattern. But I added, the pattern was a flat purse, and I made a round one because I really wanted this circular bottom. And oh, I had so much fun. I've never really made anything with this many color changes. It was really easy. I folded over the top, and I just bought some cord, and I carry it like this. It cinches like a dream. The weight of anything in it pulls it tight. And I have to show you my favorite feature is I bought leather from our craft store, cut it in a circle, and then I sewed it to the bag, the bottom of the bag, because I didn't want anything poking out of the bottom. And even though this one, oh, I got money falling out. How about that? Even though this one seems tight, I didn't trust the bottom because it's a pretty big bottom, and boy, it could use a wash. But I have carried this, I'm going to say probably all summer, all fall. Now it's the new year, and that's why I wanted to hop on making my new bag, the origami bag. So I'll just quickly show you what I started. With the origami bag, I didn't change any of the yarns from before. It's all the same yarn balls, but I did my selection for the starting colors, and it was supposed to be a bulky weight, although you don't have to nail the gauge necessarily. So I picked my wool of I picked the wool of the Andes. This is, gotta get to my futon desk here. This is a lovely Heather Blend Sport Brunswick from Canada. And then this is the Unknown yarn that looks a little bit like raw meat. And then this is actually an acrylic boucle, and I think it's going to be a great complementary color to the brown to run through. I bet you this goes through a lot of the bag. So the brown and the boucle I probably won't change for the entire bag, and then the other colors I will. And I literally just cast on, a thumb cast on, and I knit the first row, and then I had to do an increase on the second, and we're off to the races now. And I'm very excited. I hope this goes kind of quick. I think it will self-felt. The wool bits will self-felt, which will be kind of a nice thing. And I have to tell you, so I accidentally cast on one too many. And I found a trick. I got to the end of my first row back after the cast on, and it's like, oh dang, I got one too many. And it was like, I think I can just slide it off the needle. Sure enough, I did. I slid it off the needle, and we're still good to go. So I'm not sure where that magic came from, but I was really happy about that because I'd already started it a couple times because I wanted to get a nice cast on going. And I just have to show you, I'm using a couple more gadgets I just love. I have this little wraps per inch measure that I got at the craft store. It says Katrinkles on it, which I've heard of from like the yarn shows and stuff. Oh, very handy. I looked up, it said like 6 to 9 for a chunky weight. So I wrapped my 4 pieces together, 6 to 9. I think it was a 6 count on the inch. So I was good to go on that. And then I'm sure everybody has to use row counters at one time or another. This is my favorite style. I don't put it on the needle. I put it on this piece of yarn and I hang it off something. And then I have a little, a little paper clip if I want to stick it to something. And the yarn is also handy for holding my crochet stitch markers. So there we go. It's like a Swiss knife of yarn crafting tools. But I just love that. I love to adapt things to make them fun. So I'll keep you posted on the purse. I'll be working on that pretty consistently. Now the next thing I wanted to show you is yesterday I had pulled out a cardigan that I had decided to frog. And I pulled the needles out because that feels so good when you want to frog something and you just go and pull the needle out and all the little stitches just stand there like, oh, what do we do now? Well, I started pulling it out and then I realized, jeepers, I've actually made a lot of this, and this is the yarn I use for teddy bear blankets. Why am I ripping apart a perfectly good blanket? So I meticulously picked up all the stitches again, and on the ends, the long ends, I have like this garter stitch border, so I'm duplicating that up here now. I have to do something with the sides because they're curling. So I'm probably going to have to, I think I'm going to pick them up with a crochet hook, and I'm going to crochet a border down the two edges. I'm not sure. There might be a little experimentation. But anyway, so I'm calling it the Un-Frogged because I frogged it and then I decided to finish it after all. Has anybody else ever done that? Like pulled your needles out and then said, oh, dang it, and put them all back? And actually, for acrylic yarn, it stood really good. I didn't drop a single one. I haven't looked real carefully with my glasses on, but I'm pretty sure I didn't drop a single one. Oh, I almost forgot to tell you. For my purse, I haven't knit in a while, so I needed a reference guide. I've got tons of magazines and books for knitting and crochet. And I had to really look up a cast on and then a make one for an increase. And I pulled this book out after a couple others, and it had both the thumb cast on and the make one tutorial in it. So this is a great book for at least beginning knitters. And I have my pattern in the where the make one is, because I'm sure I'm not done trying to figure that out. Because I think it said you did one row after cast on, and then you did a make one row, and then it said do 80 more rows like that. We're off to the races on that one. So then here's the fun part. Here's my bag of my purchases from the craft shop. It's a secondhand craft shop, and I'm just going to dump this out. Give me just a minute. Oh yeah. And yes, I went a little nuts. But I found a great red. It's just an acrylic red. I need to make a Santa hat for next year, and I need red for a big blanket, donation blanket. I haven't shown you that yet. It'll be coming up quick. I got a really nice brown Vanna's Choice. I've used this before for teddy bears because I'll use it as my mule string, so I can make that fun fur work. Then I got another one of these great, well, it's for my rug. I can't remember the name of this particular yarn, but I have several of these, so I'll be incorporating this into my rug. I'm sure I'm not done buying yarn for my rug. And I did get this also. Let's see if I can open this up. I'm pretty sure it's a piece of wool. It was in the wool department. Yeah. Oh, this is really pretty. Look at that. That'll be a great color in the rug. I'll be throwing that in the freezer for a month. I like to put them in the freezer for a month just to make sure don't have any hitchhikers coming home on that. And, oh, another brown or tan for lighter colored teddy bears. Really like this color. And then I got a pattern out to make some Christmas ornaments. And it called for Bernat Maker, which I didn't have any of. I've never had an interest in buying it, but it was a little pricey, so I didn't want to buy full price to make the balls. So I substituted other things, and I'll show you. I've got them all ready to go for craft sales or whatever. But they had this, so I hope I got it for a good price. And it's maybe not the first color choice I would have grabbed, but since I'm making it into Christmas ornaments, I got this beautiful bag of beads. I mean, look at this. There's pony beads. These are like silver opaly opalescent beads. The blue ones are too tiny. Oh, I think there's even stretchy stuff in it too. I mean, it's just a real grab bag, but I have some beads, but I didn't know if I had a lot of Christmas color beads. So for, you know, under $1, this was a good buy. And, oh, for my purse, I thought I might try some handles because I've done a lot of over-the-shoulder purses. And sometimes I just like a purse with a handle. So I'm kind of hoping I can make this work at the end because the handles you make last. So I might modify that part of it. So I bought some handles. And I got some little tiny bits and bobs here. Get these all up here closer. I bought a snap for 25 cents because who wouldn't want a snap? And I also, these are cool. These are magnetic pieces to go on a purse. So I got a set of 2 of these. I'm really excited. I like magnetic snaps on my purse, especially if you can put something fancy over the top so it looks real pretty. Then I got pull tabs for zippers, which I'm really excited about because I like putting zippers in things. So I'm going to try these pull tabs out. And let's see. Now I got buttons because I have to put buttons on one of my husband's coats. So he picked out his own buttons there. And, oh, you can never have too many plastic needles. They're always busting on me. So I got one of those. And then these are the buttons I picked out for my shawl. And they look like they're 2 different colors, but that's okay because 2 will go on the one on each of the pockets and then 2 down the front. And I'm just not going to have to use them the way I bought them now. I didn't even notice, but actually I think they might be real leather. Choice of smart women for more than 100 years. La Mode buttons. How about that? So fancy. Tan. This one's called Tan. And unfortunately, I think they covered up the color on this one, so I'm not sure what that is. And yeah, that's about it for my purchases. I had a really fun time going there. They're next to a library. The library has a book sale in their basement continuously. I got a book on dogs for 50 cents. Then there's another bookstore up above, which has just a beautiful display of things. There's a used hardware store and a butcher shop and a little grocery store. It's just a fun little plaza. So I'm gonna probably work on a video of some of my magazines and books because I really love my pattern books and things like that. And I thought it'd be fun to walk through some of that. And I hope today, when you're living out your Saturday, that you have a wonderful day and you get to be with wonderful people and have great thoughts, and hopefully some of those become expressed in what you make with your hands. And enjoy today, and I will see you soon, and thank you so much for joining me today. Bye now.